Welcome back to another Pitbull chat, live straight after the Monaco race.
Oh, you sound so sad.
No,
Are you disappointed by the race or
no, not really. It's a intense race, so the brain is
tired?
going downhill from here during the day. But it was a really, I don't know if you could say like exciting racing wise, but at the same time, a lot of stuff happened. So it was an exciting race after all, even though there was like no overtaking whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because usually it's the safety cars, it's the overtaking that's fun and keeps
Mm,
you on the edge and stuff. But this one, you go into it knowing that overtaking is almost impossible.
yeah. But I didn't think strategy would play such a big role as it did.
Same, I got the idea that the starting grid was sort of how it would be, and
Hmm.
that was it. So that's why quality was so important.
Yeah, but several teams made up a bunch of positions during or using the overcut.
Hmm.
The undercuts didn't really work today.
No, but
Um,
I felt that was pretty obvious because there's no really tire degradation on the circuit because it's so like tire friendly. It seems because it's low speed.
yeah, no, I think the undercut would only have worked later on in the race when the soft tires were more
Yeah,
degraded, because that's what they kept pointing out. Like for example, Mercedes, which had probably the most horrible weekend in a while, pitted Lewis onto hard tires when the soft tires are still putting in really good lap times. So
hmm,
the hard tire just wasn't going to match the soft.
and they take a few laps to get up to temperature.
Hmm.
So
So yeah, but the overcut, that worked.
yeah, Vettel, Perez, I think they
Yeah,
must be pretty happy.
Perez made up like four positions during it.
Yeah, well, it's already nice that you start your race with a position extra
Hmm.
because our the local racer Charles Leclerc did not start.
I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I can't help but say like Ferrari are idiots. Like,
You're gonna upset so many people.
yeah, I will upset the tifosi or whatever they're called. But I mean, how do you not check the whole car? Like,
Yeah.
do you only check the right, or do you only check the gearbox? And it's like, yeah, it was fine on the outside.
Oh, I think they knew and they just took a gamble. It's impossible that they spent the entire night looking at the car and just checking the right side just because it hit the right side. Like, they're experts in their field, so they must know that they have to check the other side. So, my guess is they knew and they were just willing to risk it because it was either fine, pole position, then you stay put, win the race, or I don't know how big the grid penalty would have been, but
Well, from what I understood, it was not the gearbox. It was like the drive shaft. And from what I understood, at least, the drive shaft would have been allowed to change. The gearbox would have resulted in a pit penalty.
well, that we
So
can't know.
we can't know for sure.
No.
But yeah, it's slightly disappointing. It's a four times in a row or something for Charles.
I think also since the like mystery settlement that Ferrari got with the FIA after the 2019 season,
Hmm.
we're just used to expecting a bit of shady stuff from Ferrari. So it's like when
Yeah.
Charles, you know, uh, ended up in the wall yesterday, you're like, did he do it on purpose? Did he not? And then
Mm.
Ferrari not changing the gearbox, like, did they do it on purpose? Did they not?
Well, to be honest, like both is like pretty. What should you say? It's pretty possible, both of them.
Yeah.
That there's like, hey, if you're at pole, maybe it's like plan B, and then he crashes, but he crashed a bit too hard, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Maybe that was
make
the
it
plan.
believable.
I was too believable.
Yeah. Yeah. So other than Leclerc, Bottas did not finish.
Oh.
Had the worst pit stop of the ages, I think, and then ended up
Well,
DNF.
I don't know. I still like was it Bahrain in last season with George? That was pretty terrible. Like putting the wrong tires on. I still think that was the worst because he
Yeah.
still got out of the pit stop, was a pit lane. Whereas Bottas, I guess it's worse in the way that he didn't finish the race, but
Yeah, but he did score points in Bahrain still, I think.
yeah,
So,
but very few.
yeah, but like in the constructor championship, 1 or 2 points would have been quite a big difference from leading it at the moment.
That's
And it
true.
can calm down. So, like any point you can get
Well,
is better than nothing.
that's what Lewis did with the fastest lap. I think he's very much aware that every point matters this season. I think, well, again, experience plays, and he knows that when the championship is going to be tight, you have to fight for every point you can get. That's why Lewis was so annoyed. Like, he sounded so pissed on the radio.
When he heard that Perez was ahead of him, he was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is really bad."
Well,
And he was furious on the radio.
probably doing the math.
Yeah, have some time to think about it because it's 78 laps and
Yeah, it was a bit long in the end because, well,
1 hour 53, I think Max did it.
Yeah, but the only sort of exciting sort of thing in the end was Norris and Perez, because Perez was catching up. But again, like, overtaking is so hard in Monaco, so it's like a bit exciting because you're wondering, but at the same time you don't really think it's gonna happen. So
yeah, it's well, it ended up being a long one, but it's
yeah, Lewis is now second in the championship.
Second in the championship, and Mercedes is also second in the constructors championship by 1 point.
Yeah, but that I'm not exactly set in stone because Perez is not exactly up to speed, and if Bottas and Lewis finish the race, then usually they end up with more points than the Red Bulls. So.
Yeah. But I feel a little bit validated that I week in and week out have to sit and defend Red Bulls. Like, there could still be a championship, it still could, and now we have a championship. At least.
That's very nice because Max was well, he has been playing second in the last few races. So then you're like, well, Lewis is just pulling away, and now it's the tables have turned.
Yeah, how the turntable.
I was about to say that.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Next one is Azerbaijan in 2 weeks. It's another street circuit, so it'll be fun to see. Because Mercedes have said that they're not gonna bring any upgrades going forward this season.
Well, no, again, like between
tiny tweaks, I think they say.
Yeah, but between what they say and what they do, I'm not exactly.
They might reconsider at least after Monaco.
That I don't know, because they still have like the budget cap, but I just don't trust whatever comes out of a F1 person.
No, that's true. I don't know, especially team principles. It's very much tactics, everything.
And politics and playing like mind games, as Nico Rosberg always says.
Yeah,
like
everything is mental.
Always.
Always.
It's pretty funny. But at least now Max has, I don't know, a bit of more confidence boost into the season, because he's leading the championship by 4 points, which isn't much. But if the next race is about the same sort of requirements, or what makes a winning car, then Red Bull should be in the lead again.
Yeah, I think it's nice for them to finally have like a clean weekend as well, where everything was on point. Like, they were fastest. Like, arguably he would have been on pole. Like, we don't know because of Charles' crash, but he was on his way. He was quicker in the first sector.
We still don't know, unless if he had like an accident or something, then not. But he was looking very strong on those videos.
Yeah, so the Red Bull has been looking great. Like, Thursday wasn't that good, but Saturday and today has been looking fine. Strategy has been on point.
So much.
Pit stops were alright.
Not less than 2 seconds,
I'm not taking any risks at least. So it's good that like everything was in its place today.
The stars aligned.
And it really aligned for Red Bull, because not only did they do everything perfect, Mercedes did everything wrong. So
yeah, it's
can't get anything better.
Best weekend to do everything perfect, because that's when you get the most like relative points, which is all you're looking for in a championship.
Yeah.
Because if you do everything perfect, but you end up with 1 and 2, and then end up with 3 and 4, it's not like, it's still good, but it's not making a big difference in the balance.
No, that's true.
Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Well, maybe not Ferrari as a whole, because we already touched on the Leclerc side, but Carlos.
Carlos was up there, second place. Getting
very
his first
strong
podium for Ferrari in Monaco, which is like.
I'm very happy for him, because maybe, I don't know, you know, it's the media image and stuff, but he looks like such a nice guy, and funny, and I don't know, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
And he seems to be getting along in the team, in the car, so it's sort of a.
It seems like a renewed Ferrari, and it's turning for the better.
Yeah, but it's a happy story so far, which is a big, I don't know, plot twist since compared to last season.
It really is.
Because last season I sort of saw them as like the villains with how they treated Vettel and stuff.
Yeah, but looking at it now, and how the team at least explain how it feels, it might have been like a masterstroke that they were just, not necessarily that it's Seb's fault, but it's just they're stuck in the mud, and it's like just something has to change, and then it looks like it's paying off, because bringing in Carlos, which is such a team player, is like McLaren has been sort of like an integral part of like making that like family vibe as well. And you know, he's really good at cooperating with the team. He's a hard worker, and it seems like what's Ferrari needed at the moment.
Yeah, Charles himself seemed very happy about like the new vibe that Carlos brought.
Yeah, I think it's more like a hard work vibe, really.
Well, it's not going to be the same vibe when coming from a 4-time world champion that doesn't really have anything to prove anymore. So like, it's proven his worth before, so if it's not working, then he can always blame the team, the car, whatever. I'm not sure he was blaming anyone, but you know, it's easier to point at stuff outside the driver, because he's been such a dominant driver in the past. But when you're Carlos, 25, 6 seasons in, like, you're on the rise still. You have a lot to prove.
He has everything to prove. And I think that's the mindset he came in with, then that's a good thing.
And it's paying off.
It really is. Another honorable mention, since we're talking about Vettel and Ferrari. Vettel finally scored some points.
And good points, like not, 1 or 2, 10.
10. And get a 5th place.
Yeah, that's, again, strategy was very strong for Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Like, Mercedes could have learned a few things from their sort of sister team. Because both Stroll and Vettel
finishing in the points.
Yeah, but like
Stroll started like 13th or 12th or something.
13th, I think, because Ricciardo was 12th.
Yeah.
But so many places made up, and all thanks to the
overcut.
Yes, overcut, especially Stroll, because he was on hard, and so he stayed out.
Yeah, and then
forever.
And then switched to softs, and then it was like, yeah, it was great.
Flying.
Yeah. So yeah, finally Aston is a bit on the uprise, I guess. Had a good weekend for once. It'll still be fun to see in Azerbaijan going forward, if they've figured something else out, or if it's just they're gooder, or better, rather, not gooder.
Oh yeah.
If they're better,
so much gooder.
So much gooder. If their car is better in lower speed corners like Monaco, or because Azerbaijan, I believe, is a street circuit, but way faster, longer straights, and not as.
Monaco was the slowest, so it can only go up from here.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see there. But yeah, Gasly also some good points.
It's so weird when you look at Alpha Tauri, because last season they were 7th, I think. They were behind Ferrari. So it's I don't know what to think about them, because Gasly is 6th, qualified 6th, and is doing very well. And then there's Tsunoda, who finished in the points during his first race ever in F1, and since then he's been out of the points
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
I think it comes with Tsunoda, at least it seems to come with being the rookie. That's like Monaco. He's never driven at ever before. Um,
Well, honorable mention that no one ended up in the wall during the race.
good job, Mazepin. Uh,
All of them, really.
yeah, all of them. Yeah, I think Tsunoda is like he had more experience with Bahrain because of all the testing and stuff there, so he was more comfortable.
True.
But all the other tracks now, it seems like it's his first time in a Formula One car at those tracks, and we sort of see that because he's not really in the first races. There's a lot of focus on him, but now he's finishing 16th. Not much going on in the race, to be honest.
Too bad we don't get to hear like suburbs in Japan and whatever stats they came up with.
Yeah. But it doesn't seem like he's gonna be promoted immediately to Red Bull at the moment.
Which is good. Like, I hope Perez. Well, it was a lot of luck because well, the strategy was good for Perez and well, for the two Red Bulls, but also Leclerc and Bottas were out of the question. So then it's already two places he makes up. So he was pretty lucky this race, but do you think next race he can replicate such a result or even better?
I think he should qualify better. He should be able to qualify better because I think he's never had a good qualify session in Monaco. And probably like some tricky getting used to that sort of aspect with the Red Bull car. So I'm hoping in Azerbaijan he's just higher up, and then he has the race pace. Like the races he's done, has not been bad. He's catching up. He's doing all this. It's just a matter of fact, like if he can be there. Next race, I think it will be more important for him to be close as well.
Well, again,
so
depends.
If Bottas and Hamilton is behind Max, or if Bottas, Hamilton, and Max is top 3, he has to be 4.
But it's great that Ferrari are doing so much better because then they're not exactly in the fight, but at least they're, taking some points away from the two main teams. So then, it's a bit more what's gonna happen, who's gonna get the big points, who's gonna steal away from the big team.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they're still there in Azerbaijan. I think they said so themselves. That
it's a faster circuit.
Yeah, Monaco is slower corners, which suits their car better. So I don't think they will be like 10th or whatever. I still think they can be up like 5, 6, but I don't know. Anything can happen, and I can be totally wrong on that. I think it's gonna be Red Bull
and Mercedes. Yes, Mercedes. It's always them. But I remain hopeful that maybe a Ferrari can be in the fight as well to
maybe
make
McLaren as well. That would be nice.
Like if it's a McLaren, it's not gonna be Ricciardo. It seems.
Oh yeah, 12th place. Here, it's going.
It's going
up and down.
Yeah, up and down. Well, there was an interview where he said that Sainz came up to him like, so what do you think? Weird, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty different, isn't it?
And, I think it's so funny. Like apparently,
thanks for telling me.
the McLaren has something weird in comparison to other teams.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because Ricciardo and Sainz have had sort of the same team's experience, so they can really compare notes. So it's so funny that they both think that the McLaren is so weird.
Yeah.
But then, it's an expensive season for McLaren to just have Ricciardo catching up. Which I guess if the car is so weird, you have to give him time. But then, I don't know how many millions has been paid, but more than Norris, and Norris is delivering.
Well, we don't know what the new contract Norris just signed.
True. Do you think he did the right thing signing with McLaren?
Yes and no. It's always tough to say, like with Ricciardo signing or like with Sainz signing for Ferrari or whatever. It's always tough when it's not one of the top teams already. Like they're on the fights. Like you're signing in your belief if you're gonna win championships or not. If you see that.
Yeah, but it's already Norris' second podium this season out of
Mhm.
5 races. That's pretty good, and he's back in third in the championship.
Yeah,
Like, how good is that?
that is really good. But obviously, he wants to be a champion. So it's like when you're signing a contract, I would imagine you're looking at your chances of becoming a champion in that team. So I guess he has seen enough from McLaren to hope that the next how many years he signed for, they will be able to fight for first.
Yeah, but it's only his third season, and he's, well, third for now. Probably
Yeah,
not gonna end up third in the championship, but still, it's very good compared to uh, Max Verstappen, who's like it's his sixth season, and he had to wait so many those amount of years before he was really able to be in the fight. Because
yeah,
last year, if there was another car with the Mercedes, it was his car, but still he wasn't near anything being competitive.
no. But it's so much about the car. So it's like you're really signing your belief in the team.
That's
Like
true.
if you're signing with, I think Norris can be champion. He has the skills and he has the pace to do it, and he's really stepped it up this year. But it's sort of like that. Will McLaren be able to fight for first after the 2022 regulations, or will it still be? It's easier to hear like, oh, if you're signing with Mercedes or Red Bull, it's a good to fair chance that you will be competitive at least in one of the 3 seasons or whatever. You know,
Right. Yeah, I guess.
um,
I just have big hopes for him. I feel
yeah,
like he's really growing very strong.
yeah. But it depends how long you want to keep going as well. It's like after a while you're not that young anymore, but he's still on the young side. And
He's 21. He's
but
on the
we
young side.
yeah, but we don't know how long he signed for.
That's true, but still,
Like if he signs for 6 years or whatever, like
I
it's not
doubt
a,
it.
it's not unheard of. Like Charles had a super long contract
I
when
thought
he
it was 4 years.
with Charles.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he had like the longest contract in F1 or whatever
no, in
at the time.
Ferrari.
Anyways,
Even Michael Schumacher didn't get such long contract with
yeah,
Ferrari.
but it's sort of like then if you sign 3 4 years, like 3 years isn't unheard of, but like
Mm-hmm.
4 plus years, then it's like you're not on the younger side anymore. They're coming youngsters up after you as well. That is coming with talent, and if you have signed away, like seats disappear and stuff. That's what I mean.
It's just so weird that it's not so much the experienced, or no, like Sainz and Verstappen have 6 seasons, but so they're experienced, but they're still very young, like 23, 25.
Science and
And Verstappen,
yeah,
they're young. I don't know why experience doesn't play more of a part. Like Hamilton has a lot of experience, and obviously not today, but usually is up there.
it seems like teams are more keen on people that are from the team from a young age, and like the car evolves around them. I think that's McLaren's
And
uh,
Red Bull.
and Red Bull, but that's McLaren's plan at the moment. Like Lando
Hmm.
getting in super early, he's picking it up each year, and they're also evolving the car around him.
And literally, he has never tried any other F1 car, so
No,
that's all he knows.
so I think it's also like a strong suit for McLaren to
Hmm.
sign, and also for Lando to choose McLaren. That it's like he's been there so long,
Hmm.
and he knows it's gonna keep revolving around him. And you see with Max, like that's great. Like maybe not great as a team, but always, but
What makes you say that?
but it's possible at least.
It is possible. All right. Do you think Red Bull has a chance to win the championship?
I really do. They are in the lead,
They
like
are by
4 points.
yeah. No, I said Red Bull, not Max.
Yeah.
Red
Oh,
Bull is
Red Bull is by
one
one
point.
point.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the constructors?
yeah.
And the constructors, I don't know, because I think Bottas is more consistent.
Well, it's more
So,
comfortable in the car, which makes sense.
and so the constructors, I don't really think Red Bull cares that much about it. I think
Hmm.
they really want the drivers' championship to make sure they can keep locking in Max for year contracts.
It's true,
So yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, constructors is still 50-50. If Max can win the championships, absolutely.
I guess he can. I still. I mean, this is pretty steady. I still think Lewis is gonna win the championship, but everything is up in the air.
It
Let's
is
see next race.
in Azerbaijan.
Woohoo!
See you then.
Bye.